Something big is happening in the Caribbean. US warships are moving in, Venezuela is mobilizing troops, and Washington's political agenda is quietly shifting. At first glance, it looks like another foreign policy crisis. But the deeper story? It's about America's elections, drugs, and the future of the Republican Party. The US deployment. Let's start with the facts. The United States has sent several warships to the Caribbean. Guided missile destroyers, cruisers, landing ships, and even a submarine. More than 4,500 sailors and Marines are part of this deployment. The Trump administration officially says the operation is aimed at international drug cartels. According to Washington, those cartels are closely linked to the regime of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. The regime change signals. But there's more. US Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth recently admitted something unusual. He openly stated that the US military is ready for a regime change operation in Venezuela. He called Maduro the head of a drug trafficking regime, accusing him of leading the so-called Cartel of the Sun. That's Washington's way of saying Maduro isn't just a corrupt politician, he's the center of a criminal empire. Venezuela's response. Venezuela isn't taking this lightly. Maduro's government has deployed its own warships and drones to patrol the coast. On land, 15,000 troops have been sent to the border with Colombia. And Maduro has gone further. He's called on citizens to join the people's militia. He even warned he's ready to declare a republic at war if the US attacks. In other words, Caracas is preparing for a fight, militarily and politically. Why this matters to the US? Now here's the key question. Why does this matter so much for Washington right now? The answer: domestic politics. The United States is already gearing up for the 2026 midterm elections, and for the Trump administration, focusing on drug trafficking, fentanyl smuggling, and domestic problems may be far more important than distant wars or unstable alliances. This naval buildup may look like a foreign operation, but in reality, it's being sold as a fight against drugs on America's doorstep. And that's a winning message for voters worried about fentanyl, crime, and security at home. The political game behind the scenes. There's also a political chessboard here. The Republican Party is thinking long-term, beyond 2026 and into the 2028 presidential election. Right now, two names are front-runners for Trump's political legacy: Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Traditionally, the Vice President has the advantage. They're seen as the direct extension of the President, a natural heir to the political throne. That's how Vance is being positioned.